Hey there everyone, it's Anthony back with another video here on Single and Placing. Oh, excuse me. We're here at the Westminster Hills Open Space. Figured I'd just give you a little life update and respond to some comments. What is clicking? Something's clicking. But yeah, there's so many people here that we had to, both parking lots are full. So we had to park on one of the neighborhood streets and walk over. So that's why we're starting over here. But that's okay. Yeah, hope you're doing well. Having a good day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight. All of that good stuff. And make sure to leave in the comments how things are going for you. Yeah. Today's Sunday, the 1st, I believe. And, yeah, we're just hanging out. Me and the boy. Yeah, it's a pretty day out. It's in the 60s, low to mid 60s, which is crazy because it's January. This is like early summer weather. So yeah, we've got that happening. We were supposed to get maybe a little bit of flurries over the weekend, but it's been warm. So yeah, just living life and yeah, that's it. Don't have much in the way of life updates. I mean, I went out and did karaoke with myself, Matt, Jackie, Joe, Maddie, Alex, MJ, and Ben. We all went out and did karaoke and had a good time. And then last night, or I guess it started during the day, me and MJ met in downtown Golden and got coffee, and then Matt and Ben came down and we went to the game store and got the expansion pack for Settlers of Catan. Got that, and I got some Magic cards to play around with. I've been getting better on the online Magic, so it's like, let me get a little starter deck, that way I can maybe start showing up to the game store and playing now that I've kind of learned the mechanics of it. So I might go and watch some more, but they have an entire games room where you pay $10 admission per person, and you go back there, and there's probably about 6 tables that can seat anywhere from 6 to 10 people, maybe 12, and they're all in these little alcoves, and each alcove is surrounded by different board games and stuff. So and it's organized by easy, medium, complex, 2-player, single-player game, and then a bunch of reference books, like how to play books. And so you pick a board game or something off the shelf and sit down and play it. So it gives you an opportunity to try, there's hundreds of board games. Try different board games to see if you like how they play, and have some friends if you want. Or if it's a game you already know how to play, it's just a space that you can come and play at. So we were going to do that, but Matt and Ben brought their puppy, Dallas, which was fine. They allowed dogs in there. But I was like, I don't want you guys to have your dog sit here for hours while we play. And they were like, well, we can just play like a single game. And I was like, $40 for the 4 of us to play like one round of Catan or something. I was like, I'd rather just go and do it at home. So they were like, well, we can do whatever, and we can go put Dallas in the car. I was like, no, let's go somewhere where we can sit and sit on a patio and hang out. That way the puppy isn't stuck in the car. So we went and did that. There's this little sushi restaurant in town that has like an outdoor patio. So we went and sat there with the pupper and hung out and had a couple sushi rolls. And then MJ had to go, so she left, but she had driven me. I mean, of course, I just lived down the street. Apollo is gone. He's gone. He went and found a new family. Where does he think he's going? Wonder if he's looking for me. Yeah, he doesn't know where I went. Hold on, everyone. Yeah, he's looking around like, Dad? He sees me now. Hi. Hi. Did you lose me? Let's go ahead and go this way, I think. That lady's going this way. There's no real good way to go to avoid people right now. It's packed out here. Hi. Hi, Appo. Hi, kitty boy. So yeah, we went and had sushi, and MJ had to leave. And so Matt and Ben were like, we'll take you home. I was like, okay. So we went to one more stop. It's called the Golden Mill. I'm sure I've talked about it before. We went and sat outside because they have an outdoor patio that you can have dogs. So we sat out there, and they have little fire pits and stuff to kind of try to warm you up. But it got cold last night. So right around like 8 o'clock, it started getting pretty chilly. So we ended up just staying for a little bit and then coming home. Okie dokie. Hi, buddy. Sorry, there's just big groupings of people everywhere. So I was like, let me try to find a little empty spot for a minute. So yeah. They brought me home after Golden Mill, and I diamond painted for a little while. I finished another section of my custom for Coaster Studios and went to bed, and now here we are. Kind of slept in today. Just laid in bed and cuddled Apollo while I was on my phone. Got up, showered, all that good stuff, and then Mia's live started, and I was like, probably like 45 minutes late to that because I kind of forgot. Hopped on and said hi. But then Maddie and Joe were talking to me about their plans for moving and clearing out some stuff, and so we were like talking logistics, and I had Mia in my ear while I was trying to talk to them. I was like, okay, I just need to close the live so I can actually pay attention. So it's just like, I gotta go. So, and then by the time I got done with everything and got stuff prepped to get in the car and get out here, she was already done. So yeah. But yeah, so now we're out here. Figured do some off-leash time, some social hour, even though he's not really running far away like he normally does. He's staying close to his dad today. But yeah, get out here, give him some social time. And Alex and MJ are at this little brewery or some it's called Bottles and Barrels. It's like a little brewery over by their house. I was like, yeah, I'll let you know, but we went out Friday night, Saturday night, kind of just want to be home. So we'll see how I feel after this. I'm kind of just like feeling like I want to be a bum today. So yeah, but other than that, things are Things are going. Things are going. What do you think, Apollo? Little bunny. Had I realized we were going to be out from 2 to 9 last night, then I would have went and picked up Apollo, but then I was like, well, I don't want to have to make Matt and Ben drive me home just to get my dog so he can come with us. So I was like, I'm sure he'll be fine. And when I got home last night, he was like, where have you been? So we did a little walk around the block, just potty walk, before I went upstairs. Gave him some extra treats too as a apology for being gone so long. But yeah. So yeah, pretty fun weekend, but I'm tired and my social battery's kind of drained. But on Friday night when we went to karaoke, we were talking about Catan. It came up, I think Alex brought it up. And Matt and Ben play. They like to play. So we're going to start setting up a game night once a month and rotate whose house we're going to host it at. So that'll be fun. Have a little game night, and I've got movie night with my mom and my brothers. We'll have the podcast stuff once a month, so I have a full dance card before you know it. And then they're having on Saturday the 21st and the 22nd of February, they're having the Chinese New Year celebration at the Far East Center, which is like this kind of Asian shopping center / marketplace. It's like a whole block. And they do a Chinese New Year celebration every year with like the dragon dancers, and they do a whole bunch of stuff. So they have little arts and crafts, and some of the stores will have special sales, and the restaurants there will have, special menus. So I asked Matt and Ben if they wanted to come. They're like, yeah, absolutely. It's like, okay, cool. And so we'll see if we can get a group together. And then that following Saturday on the 28th is my brother has a show at a place called Bounce Empire. It's an indoor inflatable bounce house place. I'm sure I mentioned it on a vlog the first time I went, which was like a couple years ago when they opened. So they actually have a big DJ booth in the center of the whole place. And so they have adults only, 18 and up, shows throughout the week or month. And so my brother got booked to do a show there on the 28th. It's from 10 p.m. to 2 in the morning. And so there's a show, plus you also can bounce on the inflatables and stuff while you're there. And I was like, that sounds dangerous. I have to be careful with my old bod, but it should be fun. So Matt and Ben said they're down for that too. And Alex and MJ wanted to go, but they'll be out of town. And I'm not sure if any of my other friends, that's their vibe. They've been to my brother's show before here in Denver to support him. But I don't know if I could convince them to. This is all the way in like not northern Colorado, but getting there. It's about a half-hour drive from here, maybe a little bit longer. So I'll ask. But yeah, I'm not sure. who will be interested. Hi, Appo. Hi, little baby boy. So yeah, I did bring the drone out to do some flights, but I'm not sure if I'm going to set it up here or if I'm going to clip up Apollo and we'll go walk across the street to the lake, because dogs have to be on leash on that side, so I can at least keep an eye on him while I'm flying. But we'll see. Maybe I'll find a little quiet spot over here where I can do it. The Broomfield Airport is straight north of here, not too far, so I'm wondering if there is some kind of restriction over here. I did fly my little baby drone that I used to have out here, but I wonder if it's different with the big boy, if I have more restrictions. But the remote control connects to my phone for Wi-Fi, so it'll tell me. I can look at a map and see what restrictions are there, so we'll see. I wore my sweater thinking, yes, it's warm, but there's a breeze coming through. I'll need that. And I'm hot. And I also wore my hat because I didn't feel like doing my hair today. When I got out of the shower, I was like, I'll just let it air dry and I'll fix it later. So I put my hat on to cover up my messy hair, and now that's hot too. Might have to take it off and just let everybody see my messy hair. So yeah, I think I told everyone that I ordered a Mooney Maid tray. So I got that in on Friday. It's one of the updated versions. Don't know how long she's been doing them, but it has a locking lid, magnetic locking lid, and that thing is strong. So I really like that. I really like that, and then it also has the little flat part at the back for your extra drills to fall over the side, and that works really well, especially for me, because I always pour in more drills than I need. So it's really nice to have that little flat part. Hi, hi cuties, hi, hi, hi. So I really like that. And the end, like where the spout is, has more of a kind of curvature to it, kind of a slopey curve, as opposed to kind of like, not a hard corner, but it's not a rounded corner like the old ones. It kind of slopes towards the funnel part. And so that makes it way easier to empty your drills out. So it's just a nicer design. Yeah, it's a nicer design, and I find that I'm actually able to get more diamonds on the canvas with each shake of the tray than I normally do. So I was able to actually diamond paint a little bit faster using that tray. So I went back on Mooney Maid's site last night when I got home. I was diamond painting. I was like, I really love this tray. It's like, let me see if there's another one just hanging out that I could snag. And so I got a Mooney Maid, and lo and behold, there was one white tray. So I got it. I had a coupon for Mooney Maid. Well, I have $25 off, or I had that. I had that, but the tray's only $20, so I couldn't use all of my points. So the step down was a $10 off. So I used that coupon. So the tray was only $10. So I ordered that. And yeah, I'll probably just be using those two trays. I am on the customs list for Mooney Made because it would be nice to get a single and placing one of the new version, but we'll see if I end up doing that. I really do like them, but I've got to still use the old ones because I have quite a few of those. So I don't want to go crazy, but yeah, maybe I'll start including a couple of those old trays, clean them up a little bit, and include them in future giveaways or something. We'll see. We'll see. It is even though I wish it was snowing, it is very beautiful out today. Now we're getting a little bit of breeze. Hey, buddy. How are things going? It's like, thank you for taking me out for social hour. What else? Oh, my kits from Mystical Dream Diamonds are in Colorado. I checked this morning. They are here in Colorado, so I'm expecting those at some point this week. And then I have my custom from DAC. I still haven't gotten the notification that it's in the US. When I looked at the shipping, it said it shipped from Canada. So I don't know if it went from China to Canada and then to here, or if they manufacture some of their stuff in Canada. I don't know, but I was expecting it to come from China, but it says Canada on the ticket. So I'm not sure where their stuff comes from, but it's coming from Canada to here. I just don't know what happened prior to that. But no, I haven't gotten a notification that it's landed here yet. So we'll see on that. And then I ordered some sticky bits from the Creativity Squirrel in Australia as a potential alternative to Intergalactic Putty, because their shop's not open anymore anywhere, at least not since the last time I checked. So I ordered the sticky bits from Australia. Those are here in Denver as well. So I'm expecting those here in the next few days too. Come on, big boy. Come on, big boy. Hi. It's all smiles today. So yeah, I've got all that stuff coming in, and then I need to respond to Jade, but she sent me the renders for that Muka inspired artwork that Ryan sent to me. That's like a male in kind of a Muka theme. She sent me a few different sizes, and I wasn't super happy with the rendering, both in terms of the amount of detail that came through, even at the largest size, which I think was 80 by 100. I wasn't in love with it. And then there was the skin tone on the male, the colors that the computer had selected, especially on the chest, on his chest and neck and arms. It ended up just doing a solid block of like a tan hue without any like shading or blending or color variance. So it looked like normal skin tone until you get to the chest, and it was just one big blotch of just a single DMC. It looked really odd. So I wrote her back and just said, hey, I'll hold off on it for now because I'll have to think if I want to get it and fix the color blending and the skin tone myself. So let me think on it, and I'll get back to you. And then she wrote me back saying that that was just the first pass, but she can re-render it with their colors and do it a little bit more true to what it'll actually be. And so I haven't responded yet. I need to respond. I'm just not sure now that I see it, because like I said, it's not just the color shading for the skin tone. It's also kind of just the detail. Even at that largest size, I just wasn't loving it. So I'm gonna write her back and just say I need to think about it, because I do have another custom, that one of Apollo that I sent over, and I'm actually more excited about seeing that one rendered. I'd love to have them both, but I don't want to get something that I know I'm not going to be, 100% in love with. So I'd rather just say, nah, just hold off on it. I think the Apollo one will render a lot better because it's less detail, it's more color blocky. So I think that one's going to look better. So, yeah. But it was good to hear from her. So, yeah. Ooh, that sun makes me want to put my hood on, but then I'll be extra hot. So we'll just pull the hat back down. So I think we'll cut across onto the paved area, and then when we get back to the parking lot, I will clip up Apollo so we can walk across over to the lake, and I can break the drone out. So I'll try to respond to a couple comments here, and then we'll go over to some drone footage, and we'll see where the rest of the video takes us. But yeah. Appo, are you a happy boy? Be happier if it was colder. I've had to break out my winter jacket 3 or 4 times so far, and that's for a single day, whereas normally I have that thing on every day for a whole season. This is just crazy. It feels like summer. But anyway, what are you gonna do about it? Okay. You know what's weird is the Diamond Art Club Facebook page. I have it set for notifications, and it sends them to me so late. I get them long after whatever is supposed to happen. I'm still getting notifications about yesterday's releases. Your next sneak peek is here, blah, 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 blah. And it's yeah, but those were already launched, or those were already posted on the site, yesterday. And so tomorrow I'll get more of them throughout the week. And it's always a few days behind. It's interesting. I don't know if that's a setting I selected. I don't know. They did release or announce a bunch of stuff for Black History Month that's going to be launching tomorrow at the time of filming this. And there's one of them that I really like from Eau Claire Studio. It's a round, and I really like it. So I'm considering snagging it. It's a woman kind of portrait style. She has all this beautiful kind of gold jewelry and stuff, and I'm sure that they enhance that with either ABs or fairy dust, but I was surprised that there was no iridescent or metallic. So if I was to get that, I'd probably doll it up with my own gold metallic. So I am considering that one, and it's a round, so it'll be nice to add a round to my stash. So I'm thinking about it. I have some points to use, so I might just get that one unless they do some exciting restocks, which I guess I should check. It's hot. Looks like they might have done some restocks. Oh, I already saw these. Yeah. I mean, even if they were to restock their single placer, that would be nice. But so yeah, maybe I'll try to wait for something else in my wish list to go back in stock, but I have a feeling that Eau Claire Studio is going to sell out. It's really pretty. And their other one that they did, Golden, that thing sold out really fast. So we'll see. We'll see. It would definitely be one that just goes right into the stash. I'm not necessarily planning on working on it anytime soon, but I do really like it, and it's around. So we shall see. What do you think, Apo? Okay. View all comments, sort by newest. Artie says, in regards to my most recent vlog, number 230, I'm so happy you snapped out of it. You are going to rock this year's socks off. Love you too. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, I appreciate it. Diamonds and Scales says, I agree. I struggle with that too. Good for you. Oh, thank you. Trin says, so happy to hear you're going your own way. You're so right. Staying on Vanilla Boulevard is to not be true to yourself and honestly boring. Your curiosity and critiques come from a good place of enjoying and exploring your or our craft. Your corner of the world is full of fans that come here for the real Anthony. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just needed to remind myself that that's the case. And once I did, it was all good. Apo. Hi, big boy. Hi, big boy. Miriam says, you did an impressive job. This is with the Inquisitor. Anthony, love it. Going to start mine in March. You are the bling master. Thank you so much for not giving up on it. It's so wonderful to look at. Oh, yay. Yeah, I love that canvas. I still haven't painted the borders on Fushimi Inari or Inquisitor or Inner Garden. They're all sitting downstairs in the dining room waiting to be painted. So that's going to probably be one of my projects this week, is getting those painted so I can bring Fushimi Inari and the Inquisitor into the office. And then Inner Garden will stay with me. So, yeah. Bambi May says, I wanted to say the same thing as that other person. Just be you. Stop worrying about who likes you or doesn't. You do a great job. I'm double your age, and believe me, after a while you learn how to ignore the asses out there. Just be you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I think there's just a bunch of different things kind of culminating. And I was like, I need to regroup here. So thank you. And Adriana says, awesome. Thank you. Asia says, yay, you do you, friend. It will be a wonderful year full of adventures. Thank you. And Vaughn says, if Yan can cook, you can too. That's awesome. Yes. And then Kashma, I need my paper. Sorry. Says, hi, Anthony. I know Al Roker on the Today Show would say, and here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. And then it would go to local weather. Is that it? Yes, it is. I read that comment yesterday when it came in. And yes, it was Al Roker. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. Yes. So thank you. I was like, why do I have that stuck in my head? And it's a specific cadence. I felt like I heard it a lot. Yeah, I'd hear it every day. So thank you. Thank you for remembering that. Okay. We made it out of the valley. Oh. I'm like hot, I'm kind of tired and feeling lazy. I've got the drone backpack on, so my back's getting all sweaty. Just like, oh man. But we'll cross the lake here in a second and sit down. Thank you. Vicky says, yes, you do you. Glad to see you standing up for your own opinions. Thank you. And Carol says, Anthony, I'm so happy that you saw that video, had an epiphany, and snapped out of your funk. You do you. It's not worth the energy to engage with that person who made those remarks. We'll just say they were trying to tear you down, but it didn't work. You can't and won't please everyone. We love your honesty and opinions and don't want you to change. You have so much to offer, and those that know you will support you. Honestly, honesty is the best policy. We don't like fake, safe, middle of the road and vanilla. There are plenty of other creators who offer that. You can support small shops and be successful with your content and the exciting podcast. Remember, you're human and so kind, you don't want to offend anyone. We like that person. Keep the sense of humor. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. I think I'm back on track now, other than being tired today or feeling lazy and sweaty and gross. But yes, wonder if I can fly the drone across the entire lake. We're gonna find out. It's pretty big. I don't know, I'll probably get too scared at a certain point. Going to vlog 229. Peggy says, first off, I need to learn to watch videos in chronological order because I obviously missed something. My mama bear radar is activated. I don't like that certain comments make you feel some sort of way. Continue to watch no matter what you put up. I always appreciate your honesty and genuineness. Keep on being you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, you didn't miss too much. It was just, I had a video that went up, took it down because I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to start something. So I'll take it down, and then I was just kind of in this mood of, oh, I need to rethink what I talk about and my ideas, and make sure I just put a filter over it. But then I snapped out of that. I was like, no, I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing. Like, I shouldn't get freaked out by people not liking my content or whatever. So I'll just keep moving and grooving. Doretta says, no worries, we're diamond painters, so we're patient people. Yeah, that was in regards to a live stream that I tried to do. Was that on Friday night, I think, maybe before karaoke? I think I tried it. Or was it Thursday? I don't know. I think it was, I don't remember. Maybe it was Thursday. I'm not sure. I think Thursday, because Friday Mia went live for a few hours and I hopped on there to say hi. Yeah, it was Thursday. So, that reminds me of something. So Thursday I went live and I got the camera set up. I was like, I'm just going to use my phone this time because the, 8 to 10-year-old digital camera that I was trying to use it was overheating after like 30 minutes and it would just shut off. So it's like, I think that camera's donezo. It's lived a long life. And so I was like, I'll just use my phone, and then I'll plug in my microphone, my wireless mic into the computer and just use that. That seems like the best setup. So I went to go start it, and I was having some audio issues, and then I couldn't hear, I was trying to play background music. I couldn't hear the music playing through my own headphones. So everybody else could hear it, but I couldn't tell if it was too loud are too quiet. And then StreamYard, it doesn't have like, you can't create a playlist and say play this music for 2 hours. You can either put a single song on repeat, or you have to go through as it, as a song starts to fade out, click on the next one by hand each time, which is kind of annoying. And I'm thinking I might be able to create a long audio clip on Final Cut and just drop all the songs into a project and create like just one file that's a bunch of songs. I think I might be able to do that and then put that on StreamYard and so it's like, maybe it's 2 hours of music, but it's just one file, so I only have to click play once. So I'll need to mess with that, but for now I have to click on each song, so if I can't hear it, then I don't know when a song's ended. So that was happening, and then the camera, my camera on the phone, when you try to use your phone as your overhead camera, and use it, like I'm not just filming on my phone, I'm not going live from my phone, but the laptop's just using the phone as a camera, as a webcam. So if you do that, you lose all of the settings. I can't zoom in, I can't zoom out, I can't do autofocus. It's just one setting. And so it's kind of too far away from my setup at that time. I couldn't get the camera close enough to really show the diamond painting drill field without it being like 8 inches, 10 inches from the canvas, and then I'm trying to cram my diamond painting pen between the canvas and the phone. It was just like a whole thing. So I fussed with it for like 10 minutes, couldn't figure it out, and there's a few people that were like, just stay and hang out and figure it out with us on here. I'm like, yeah, I could do that, but that means I'm gonna have to turn off the camera and try to figure out a different camera, so it's just gonna be a black screen for a while. I was like, I don't wanna do that to you guys. So I was like, I'd rather get this right than keep having these half-butted live streams. And I'm trying to get it right for the podcast too. So rather than making you sit while I fuss, I'm just gonna end it. I will regroup, figure this out, do practice runs, and then I'll come back to you with something I'm actually happy with, So I just sat down and I was like, okay, I have to figure this out. So Thursday night after that live, I just did a whole bunch of research on how people do their streaming to be consistent and to have it look good. Appo, come here, let's clippies. Hi, Smiley, stay right there. Oh my goodness, you're just the best. Good boy. So yeah, I did a whole bunch of research on ideal setups for 2026 and how to do overhead shots, and I'm asking ChatGPT all these questions. So the first thing that I wanted to do is get a recommendation on a webcam, so I don't have to use my phone anymore. Don't have to use the camera that overheats. I need something that I can just plug in and go. So I ended up just asking ChatGPT, like, what are the recommended cameras? Here's my budget. This is what I want to do. And it's funny because you can get pretty specific with what you're asking. Like I asked it, I'm looking to record videos overhead, looking down above my hands for diamond painting. So I need something that can zoom in enough and still have the clarity, but it will be far enough away that my hand's not hitting it. Ideally, I could have it slightly above my head or at head height, so I can even kind of get my head under it a little bit too. And so I said all that, and I was like, I'd also like one that I can use for work when I want it on my face, so I want the resolution to be good if I'm doing videos where it's my face, or for work, for Zoom calls or whatever. And so I just wrote like 2 paragraphs of like all the things I need from this camera and why. And it spit out this like super detailed response of like, after thinking about what you need it for both crafting and over the head, blah, blah, here's the recommendations. And it was like, here's your top tier, here's your mid tier, here's your budget. And so one of the ones on the top tier was called Ozbot, the Ozbot Tiny 3. It is the tiniest little webcam, but it's on a 2-axis like gimbal. So you can tell it to rotate and churn to face behind you, face the ceiling, face down, face towards you. And it also does AI tracking, so you can put your hand up and like you're waving to it, and it'll start tracking your face. So if I move side to side, say hi. So if you move your face side to side, up and down, it follows you. And then it also has voice tracking, so it'll follow where the noise is coming from. So let's say I set it up in the middle of a room, just like on a tripod sitting in the middle of a room, and I start talking, it'll turn and face me. But then if somebody else in the room starts talking, it'll rotate to face them, wherever the sound's coming from. And so I thought that was really cool. And I was like, ooh, maybe I can bring this with me to the retreat in Europe and set it up in the middle of the room, and we could go live and people could just be sitting at their tables, and when they want to talk, it'll rotate and follow them. You can also set it so it has different camera presets. So I can set it up where it's maybe facing one group of people, and then I'm the one doing the interview, I'm at the desk. I can hit camera 1 or camera 2, so when I want to pan over to the group, I just hit camera 2 and it'll churn. So it's really cool. It does a lot of cool stuff, and it was not, I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't outlandish. I mean, I was looking at regular old webcams, like a couple $100 for a 4K one. This one was a little bit more than that, but it has all these other features too. It doesn't just sit there, static in one place. It rotates and moves and pans, and it does 4K. So, yeah. Hi. So yeah, I ended up getting that one. And there's only one store in town that carries them, and it's Micro Center, like the computer store, and I've never been there before. Oh, it was a nerd's paradise. It was so nerdy in there. They had magic cards and Pokemon and stuff, and like all the computer supplies. It was kind of a cool little shop. I'm definitely going to go back, but it's not close to home. It's about 35-minute drive southeast of here, and there was a lot of traffic. So it's not close, but it'd be nice to go there once in a while. Anyway, so we'll get back to the store. So I get that, and so I put that on my shopping list. Like, this is the one I want. It just came out this past week. Like, the reviews that I was watching for it on YouTube were less than 12 hours old. Like, it just came out a few days ago. So it just so happened that ChatGPT knew that and recommended it. So I got that, and then I was like, okay, I want, the tripod that I have has a phone attachment at the end of it, but it's fixed. Like, it will only ever be a phone clippy, like a phone grip. I can't swap it out to put like a screw-on camera or anything on the end of that. It's just made for phones. And the horizontal arm that it has, it's because the arm kind of starts extending out to go over the table, is too short for me to set that up and try to get in there and diamond paint, because then the tripod legs are sticking over where my chair should be, and I'm crouched in all these weird angles trying to diamond paint with it. And I have like a little extender that I bought, but even that is, it just wasn't made for what I need it to do. And I got it on Amazon back then. I think is when I first started my channel. I bought like the cheapest option. So it also, when you put your phone at the end of it, or like that extender with a phone, it's heavy. and so it sags. So I have to compensate for the sag so it doesn't look like I'm diamond painting at a weird angle. So it's just, that's also been messy to play with. So it's like, I want a tripod that has like a boom arm that can go like really far out, you know? That way I can put it on the other side of my table so I'm not having to like, you know, wrap it around my chair. I can put it on the other side of the table and use the boom arm to stick out far enough for the camera. So it's above me, but it's not on the same side as me, getting in my way. So I'm researching like what I could use, and something called a C stand popped up. And it's essentially made for holding, it can hold cameras, it can hold lighting rigs, microphones, even like speakers, like speakers for like a concert. Sometimes they'll use like some kind of C stand or just tall stand. And so I was looking at them and they were all pretty pricey, but I found one that didn't have as high of a weight limit. Some of these had weight limits of like 30 pounds, and then you can buy sandbags to put on the bottom of the legs to weigh it down so you can put something even heavier. And I'm like, I'm literally just trying to hook up this webcam that weighs nothing. It weighs nothing. It's like, I'm not kidding, it's like this big. If Eddie Anthony wants to take a picture of it, he can. But it's this little itty bitty thing, so I'm like, I don't need something that holds 20, 30, 40 pounds. I need something that can hold like a few ounces. So I found one that was a little bit more affordable. It was in the $70 range, but it has a 4-foot, is it 4-foot or 5-foot boom arm that can stick straight out. And it came with the sand. I could fill the sandbags with sand if I needed them. It came with that. It came with some clamps so you can clamp wiring to it to keep it more organized. But the nice thing is it's a stand, but it's not the tripod legs like you normally see that come out from the top. It's just a straight pole, and then at the bottom it has these legs, like chair leg kind of things that fold out, but they're all the way at the bottom. So that's they're all the way at the bottom, and it's all metal. It's heavy. This thing is like, I think it's like probably like 20 pounds. It's heavy. So those legs, even though they're just at the bottom coming down, they still provide the support that you need. So it's huge space savings because it's not a big triangle. It's like a stick with little chair legs coming off the bottom. So I'm able to put it on the other side of my table, between my table and my bed, and it fits perfectly because the legs are all the way down at the bottom and they're not sticking out to the side. So it's a huge space saver. And so now I have that and my ring light on the other side of the table. So the whole side of my table, the whole 6-foot table, is now completely clear. And so I can slide back and forth. There's nothing getting in my way. I can have the computer off to the side, and I'm not trying to like reach around tripods and stuff. And Apollo can lay under there without knocking into anything, which is nice. So that came in yesterday. So I set that up. That came in yesterday. I went and got the camera yesterday. And then my headphones that I've been using are just from like a budget-friendly gaming setup that I bought a while back. So the microphone's built into it. And as I was doing my research, it said that sometimes StreamYard will get kind of mixed up with like where the output for the mic's supposed to be, especially if the laptop's like actively trying to connect with a microphone or identify a microphone. So that could be why I was getting some audio issues. So their recommendation was, if you're not using the microphone attached to the headphones, then get some headphones that don't have a microphone. That way the computer or StreamYard aren't trying to search for other devices for audio. So I got a set of headphones. It's from the brand called Shure, and I guess that's a really popular kind of high-end microphone company, and eventually I will get a new microphone from them. But I got their headphones, and they sound so good. They're very comfy. They have a really rich sound, and they also have the adapter. If I ever upgrade my stuff and get an audio mixer, it comes with an adapter. So I got to make sure that I still have that in the box. I've got to save that somewhere safe so I don't lose that adapter. So I got both of those things from Micro Center, a new set of headphones and a camera. So I brought them home yesterday. And this was Friday. Sorry, this was all on Friday after I had my live stream that didn't go well. So this was all on Friday. So I went and picked the stuff up and got it home, set it up real quick so I could be on the last little bit of Mia's live stream. And so it was just my face. And then once that was done, I got the boom arm out and the headphones and just did like a whole practice setup with everything. And it works so well. It looks really good. It was all great. So I got that done, confirmed that it looked good. And I was like, ooh, I'll go live after karaoke. Well, that didn't happen. And I was like, oh, I'll go live after hanging out with Matt and Ben and MJ. That didn't happen. So I'm hoping that tonight will be the night. We'll see how I'm feeling energy-wise. But got all that. I did a bunch of practice test videos on StreamYard to make sure everything was the way I wanted it to be. And everything looked good. But then I wasn't super happy with how things were sounding. I noticed that certain microphones that I've used over the years I've done live streams give me kind of a lisp and a lot of like hard S's and kind of like a little bit of you sound like you're in a submarine or you're underwater kind of sound. So I was researching why that happens sometimes and other times it doesn't. And ChatGPT helped me with changing a bunch of settings on StreamYard and on my MacBook to reduce audio looping and the S's. And so I was able to clean that up. And once I did that, then I started hearing a screeching sound in my headphones every time I turned off on StreamYard. So they said that was another feedback kind of thing. So I haven't completely eliminated it. I can't quite figure out how to fix it, but I switched from using Safari to using Chrome, and that seemed to really help too. So we're slowly getting there. But one of the things that I think I'm going to have to do is, as much as I like to do pop-up lives and stuff, I should wait until I've had StreamYard open and double check everything and give myself enough time from when I said, ooh, I want to go live to when I do, give myself like an hour or 30 minutes just to make sure it's all working rather than being like, okay, I'm going to go live in 10 minutes and then everything falls apart. So, yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to try to get the drone up here for a little bit. It is kind of, a little breeze is picking up, so we'll see what I'm willing to do, but I'd like to get a couple drone shots. It's been a minute since I've pulled out the drone. So let me do that and I'll be right back with you. Okay. Okie dokie. Got some cool little shots there. It's kind of nice. All right, so we'll do a quick walk down the beach here, and then we'll head back to the car because I think I do have it in me to go at least say hi to Alex and MJ. They've got their friends Nate and Will, I think is their names. And last time they asked me to hang out and Nate and Will were there, I was like, yeah, sure, maybe. And then I bailed. I think I was just not really feeling up to it. And so I don't want to make it a repeat offense. So I will try to get back into town and at least spend a little bit of time before I go home, and maybe I'll nap and then go live. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I got all of the equipment set up just the way I want it. I think it looks great. I think it sounds great. I was talking about there being that screeching, and it starts every time, but then if I hit refresh on StreamYard, according to what I read, that breaks that loop. And so if you do that, it should help clear it, and it kind of does. Like, it very slowly dissipates. So I think I have everything just the way I want it. I just have to make sure I give myself some time to get set up and not do the, all right, I'm going live in 5 minutes, and then I set everything up. I'm like, no, this isn't working. This isn't working. So, yeah. But anyway, let's get back to try to do a couple more comments before I let you go. Thank you, Peggy. Ooh, it is, the wind's picking up. Glad I brought the drone down when I did. Doretta says no worries. Okay, I got that one too. Trin gives some heart emojis. Artie says, dang, I missed sexy sounds again. Well, replay. Yeah, you didn't miss too much. I mean, it was a 10-minute video, so you didn't miss too much. And then Vaughn says, I'm sorry you're having tech problems, but I'm glad I didn't miss sexy sounds with single and placing. I can't believe that's what it's called. I can't believe that's what it's called, but so I forget who came up with that name, but I'm like, oh, we'll stick with it. I'll keep it. What, butt? Let's go. Little cutie. Dana says, hello, Anthony. Hello. Peggy says, hi. Those are some people from the live stream. And then Matt says, oh no. Okay. It's a long message. I was like, oh no. I was like, is it long enough that I should read it off screen and then come back to you? But it's okay. We'll get through it. Thank you, Matt. And I like long comments. I just have to decide, am I going to read the whole thing on camera or turn the camera off and read it and then come back and give a summary? But we'll read it. I'm also disappointed that this kind of open conversation is so controversial in some people's minds. I work in manufacturing and make the exact same products for different companies. Sometimes they're produced the exact same way, but from slightly different raw materials. It's all interesting to me as someone who understands how OEM and supply chains can work. I don't think this hurts end sale small shops in any way and can educate the consumer. Wiser consumers. More open knowledge usually leads to better overall experiences for everyone. The customer gets better products. The small shop has a better understanding of what customers want and how to look for that, and what consumers want and how to focus their attention in being able to market their capabilities to the shops. I'm always hungry to learn more about everything that experience, but to each their own. And I can understand the sentiment that there needs to be trade secrets and patented ideas. Come on. Oh, we came up slightly different way that we came down, but that's okay. This is just an odd industry for it to be a hill to stand on. Yeah, I agree. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think a lot of other content creators might stay away from doing that, or it has become a taboo thing because there is this really heavy mindset of, our small shops in the diamond painting community are our babies and things that must be protected at all costs. And I totally get that. And it's the sentiment that most people promote, is like, you have to support small shops. You have to support small shops. But I think it gets warped a little bit, where it's like, support small shops means you need to give them your money, but you can't go outside of that, or you shouldn't go outside of that. So even I know there's even a stigma around buying from Diamond Art Club or the bigger shops, because that's taking money away from small shops. And I just don't agree. I think, I purchase from a myriad of places, and I don't think I'd be as happy with diamond painting if bigger shops or manufacturers and stuff were off limits. I like to try new things and different things, and sometimes my budget allows for 5 kits from Jade. Sometimes it allows for 1 from Diamond Art Club. There's nothing wrong with that. And ordering direct from a shop that also manufactures for others, that's also, I personally don't see a real problem with it, because that starts to really limit you, especially if shops, there could be a manufacturer or there could be a shop that manufactures for others, and I don't even know it, and I'm buying from them. And it's like, at what point is that not okay? Like, for instance, I have maybe somebody commented about it, but it looked to me like VLOOK at least got some of their materials from Diamond Dots. It's like, okay, well, does that mean that now there's a small shop getting some of their materials from the same manufacturer or Diamond Dots themselves? Does that mean I can't get Diamond Dots anymore because VLOOK's a small shop and that would be cheating them? So I don't know. It's like, we could play that game all day long with different things, and there's never going to be a right answer for everybody, but it's what's the right answer for me, And I think I'm just gonna kind of do what I want. And I think everybody will be okay, and share those experiences, and not in a way to be like, look, you can go here and instead to get stuff faster or cheaper or differently or whatever. It's not about that. It's just about exploring more options and giving feedback. I'm just curious to see, So, we'll see. I don't know when because this all stemmed from me wanting to buy a custom from Evermoment. I don't know when I'll get around to doing that, because I just have so much other stuff. But it is something I'm curious about, and the same way, like if I, purchasing from a shop and I get the product in and thinking, this is giving me XYZ vibes. It's kind of reminding me of this other shop that I've worked with. I think those types of conversations are okay too. Whereas I think we've been trained that that's not okay. Like, I think the sentiment is we're all supposed to believe or think that each small shop there's zero overlap between the competition. Like, it's all their own stuff. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure there's a handful of diamond painting manufacturers maybe a dozen or less in the world that have the equipment and stuff to make this product. And so it's all got to come from somewhere. So if we have 150 small shops, then, you know, a lot of them are pulling from that same pile. And that's okay. You know, it's really the artwork that each shop carries that really, I think, sets a lot of shops apart. I think customer service sets shops apart for sure. You know, variety of what you can get, rounds, squares. Like, I think that's all the stuff that makes one small shop different from the other. But the core, the actual diamonds in the canvas that you're getting there's a good chance it might look similar to others, with some, you know, some slight differences here and there. But yeah, it's not like each shop has their own manufacturer. And I think a lot of people know that, but I feel like the sentiment is we're not supposed to like talk about that and just pretend they're all completely their own thing. It's like, no, I don't think so. And I find that even when I kind of clock that the materials might be the same or really similar, so much of it has to do with like the mood I'm in at the time, or what my expectation was given the price point versus what I actually received, you know? So it just depends too. So like, for instance, I've been talking about how my Dreamer Designs round in acrylic, I don't hate acrylics, but I prefer resin. It reminded me of working on Craftably. But then I was looking at it more and I'm like, this also reminds me a little bit of Diamond Painting Shop in terms of the rounds. Certainly not their squares, but my Mukas that I've gotten from Diamond Painting Shop, which were from some of her first run of kits, were a round acrylic. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of gives me the vibes of acrylic, even though I think Diamond Painting Shop's symbols and print might look a little bit better. You know, thinking back on it, I have to go get a Diamond Painting Shop kit out of my garage. I'm like, I feel like the symbols might be the same too. I don't know. So, I mean, that's not a huge focus of what I want to talk about in terms of shops and doing reviews and stuff, is what does it look like and is it like this other shop? But it's certainly something I think about. But yeah, I don't know. I won't go into any detail on this, but I read, one way or another, a post from a small shop recently that it was a whole bunch of stuff I don't like kind of the message I didn't like. And then at one point they said something to the effect of, you guys, you know, people are out here and talking about how funds are tight and so they can't purchase from our small shop or not give us the support, even though we've supported so many people. We don't get the same back. And then I see you guys posting about getting your nails done and buying this and buying that, and yet you can't support small shops. And it's like, it's this attitude is, I think, what drives this whole, small shops can never do any wrong. You know, you have to be loyal to them. And it's like, no, you have to earn that. And I feel like at least this shop has a history of coming off like, you owe us. You owe our business. You owe giving us your business because we are a small shop and we've supported, you know, events or done this and that, and yet why are we still struggling? This is your fault, you know, the customer's fault for us not being as successful as we want to be. And you're out here spending money on getting your hair done and buying a new outfit, and yet we're over here struggling, was like the message. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know. I can't, I won't say any specifics, but I don't think I'm Come on. Come on. We were gonna go to the car, but I'm just trying to finish up here. I would let you play, but we're too close to the car. Oh, actually, I didn't even park at the parking lot. I forgot. I've got to walk more anyway. Yeah, those types of sentiments, or when I see stuff like that, it's just this shop has lost the plot. You know, they've completely lost. Like, why? Like, why are you? I want to just ask, like, why are you here? Like, if you believe that customers of the community owes you, and it's not because of really good product, and this all stemmed from, I believe this shop is getting a lot of heat for not shipping stuff out and orders just sitting stagnant for a long time. So this was them kind of lashing out at their own community, because they don't want to be called out for not running their business successfully. But I've seen it before when stuff like this happens, where it's like, no, we're not doing anything wrong. This is your fault. You're not giving us enough money. You're not giving us the support. You keep complaining that shipping or us placing your orders or fulfilling your orders is taking too long. This is all your fault. And it just seems like a little bit of a, no, we're not going to acknowledge the problem that we have in shipping or timing or whatever. We're going to point the finger somewhere else. You know, we're the victim in this situation. You are all the problem. And so I've seen that before from shops. And I'll be honest, when that happens, when I start to see that panic button getting hit or that lashing out button getting hit, to me, and I don't know if this is the case, and it hasn't, not just diamond painting shops, but other like small business skincare, you know, when the shop owners start to get really defensive and lash out and blame others and are saying, you know, you're not giving us enough money, so that's why things are bad. That's like a huge red flag for me. Like, something's going on behind the scenes that is not good. And I don't know, I would put a caution sticker on that shop's website of like, buyer beware. I've seen that, like, kind of the same thing with DIY Moon Shop, where they just were having some really poor customer service interactions, and then they kind of shut down and left a lot of people in the lurch. The same with Uniquely Yours Down Under, very kind of a little bit more combative in customer service when things didn't go right, and then very shortly thereafter kind of shut down and left a lot of people in the lurch. So I don't know. When I saw that message from this shop, I was like, yeah, I honestly would not be surprised if they weren't around. And that's just the honest truth, you know? So it's like, it's another one of those things where it's like, that's not okay. That's not okay to be saying that stuff about your customers, or, you know, calling them out for taking care of themselves when they could be taking care of you. It just seems insane to me. It's like you've completely lost touch with running a successful business and why people would shop from you. It's not 100% based on loyalty, and I've you know, patted you on the back, so therefore you need to pay me. You need to give me money. You need to buy my things. And it's like, no, I don't know. It just, I just can't believe people have that kind of mindset. But I think it's that kind of guilt tripping customers or guilt tripping the community that breeds that sentiment about, you know, it's taboo to do this. You can't shop here. You shouldn't buy that. If you can buy it from a small shop, then that should be your only option. You don't get to go elsewhere. It's like, yeah, no, that's not how it works. It's not how it works for most people. It's certainly not how things work for people on a budget that still want to craft or diamond paint. So, yeah, I don't know. There seems to be a big, there's always a focus in the small shop community, I think of, in some small shops, not all. There's plenty that I don't see playing the game. They run their business and they focus on that rather than the scuttlebutt and the loyalty and you did this so I'm not doing this and blah 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 blah. And it's what's funny is like I could name this a few small shops that play in that world of like the, you know, that little group, and 2 out of the 5 are gone. So it's like, why don't you know, look around you, look at your peers who have gone down this same path of, you know, I'm going to burn it all down around me. See how many are still around, and you'd think that'd be a wake-up call to kind of like change course a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah, I think us having choices and options is a good thing. And I think it's important for us to share our experiences with everything that we try. That way we know what would work for us or maybe not work for us, or shops that might not be the best. Like, I was all ready to purchase something from Carrot Art until I saw Mia's review of it. I was like, yeah, that's just not going to be for me. And the same with Mia and Dreamer Designs. I know that she can't stand gapping on her canvases. And with my square drills from Dreamer Designs, I was really struggling with a lot of gapping. So I gave that feedback and she's like, yeah, I don't think so. Well, others love it, you know? So I think it's helpful. I don't think anything should necessarily be off limits, or always positive, you know, no criticism for small business. And it's like, so they're not supposed to grow or improve or evolve or stay competitive. We just let them, you know, it's whatever they'll give us, we'll take, and we'll pay however much for it. Doesn't matter. I think it's kind of that they, you know, shops of a certain size get more grace, or get a pass, or infallible. And to a certain extent, as far as the grace goes, absolutely. It takes a while to get on your feet, get up and make it happen. It takes a while. You know, maybe there's hiccups with the first run of diamond paintings from the manufacturer. Maybe there's issues with shipping, as far as, you know, just getting that figured out, getting timing figured out. Come on. Getting timing figured out. There's going to be a learning curve, even if you've done dry runs a bajillion times, like me with my live streams. Yes, absolutely. I'm happy to give grace on all of that stuff, even with a larger shop. S happens, you know, but you still, and even if you've been transparent of this is what shipping times will look like, or we're going to have some delays because of this going on, whatever. If you've been communicative about that on your social media or on your website or whatever, you've been transparent about the delays, and you're still getting people complaining, you gotta, as a business owner, as someone who's collecting, money from people in exchange for a good, and you've told them, and you've made that exchange, I believe, and I was talking to Matt and Ben about this because they were talking about how, they were talking yesterday about working in retail and customer service, and they were like, I think Matt was like, I would get so pissed if we had just, he worked at a fondue place, like a cheese shop. He was like, I'd get so pissed because we would clean the cheese thing that made the cheese blend for the fondue. He was like, there's a million parts in it, so we'd have to break it all down and clean it all out. So we would start cleaning that thing about 30, 45 minutes before close, but we'd get customers that would come in 5-10 minutes before close and want a fondue blend or whatever. He's like, oh, that used to drive me crazy because we were like either in the middle of cleaning or just cleaning it. We have to start all over. I was like, I get where you're coming from, but as someone that's worked so long in customer service and been a manager and a regional manager, my policy was always, we are not closed and all services are available to you until the listed time. If we close at 9, that means at 8:58, you can come in and have access to everything that this shop has to offer you. It does not matter, and there is no complaining about it. I personally would never do that because I know it sucks. I wouldn't be that person, but I'm not going to get mad at someone who does do that because money is money. You put a freaking smile on your face no matter how annoying it is, and you get it done. I think we walked past where our car's parked. Yeah, this seems like it's too far. And now we're gonna have to walk by that dog again. Let's see if there's a different way around. Come here. Sorry, didn't mean to confuse you. Let's see if we can find a different way around because I don't want to walk by that dog again. Okay, it looks like... yeah, there is. It's going to be a long walk. That's okay. I hope Alex and MJ don't get mad that I'm so late, but I'm just going to say, hey, I got sidetracked playing at the dog park. So yeah, I would never do that. And I get why employees would be annoyed at that, but from the business standpoint, it's like the hours are the hours, and they shouldn't have limited access to, or limited things because we wanted to get out of there, so they don't get to have that or buy that thing. Anyway, so I was just talking about that customer service stuff. And yeah, there's things that annoy you, get on your nerves, piss you off about your customers, but you gotta suck it up and put on a smile face. Everybody gets a positive experience, even if they're giving you a hard time, and you make that money and you get out of there. But to get annoyed with your customer base and then post on social media about how horrible some customers are and how the community has abandoned you, and people are out here having a nice dinner when that $50 could have gone to buying one of your products, or that $75 spent on DAC should have been yours. I feel like that is just, it's a recipe for a failed business, I think, but what do I know? So anyway, yeah, I don't know, the whole small shop thing, just, I don't know, maybe I'm just a horrible person, but I'm like, I don't know why we have this pedestal, any Joe Schmo can start an Etsy shop. Doesn't mean it's going to be good. But so it's like you have to prove yourself in terms of the quality of consistency with shipping, customer service interactions. Like you have to be held to the same standard as everybody else, you know. Nobody forced you to start a small shop. Nobody owes you a successful small shop. Even with all the, you know, good things, quote unquote, you've done for others, that's not how it works. The business is about the products that you sell and the service that you provide, and not the loyalty that new customers or old customers or customers that you've gotten friendly with or consider pals. It shouldn't be based on the loyalty that those people have for you and what they owe you, or what you feel you are owed. So the fact that the shop was willing to like type that all out and share it was, whoa. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, I thought that was pretty wild stuff. But yeah. So yeah, I guess maybe I'll start a small shop and post on Etsy and then under deliver on everything, and then I'll blame you guys for it. Because that's how it feels sometimes. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild out there. Yeah, I think I was just thinking about, like, I think it's whatever. It's fine to talk about. I don't care. Francesca's Studio Works was a company that I helped with picking out some of the initial images to go up on the shop, and we had like a series of Zoom calls that we did with the shop owner. There was like a bunch of crafters and content creators that helped out and got in a Zoom call, and she was like, okay, you know, rank these images from what you think the community would like more than others, and rank them, and blah 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 blah. So we spent a lot of time doing that, and then the shop owner would hop onto live streams every now and again and be like, hey, I have a business related question for you guys in the chat. Would you prefer this or this? And was kind of doing some like market research on someone's live. Now, if that, you know, that person, whose live it was on, she's a sweetheart, and so it did not bother her at all. But for me, it was kind of like, well, maybe go live on your own channel, or I'd make this like an actual lot. Like maybe, like if the shop would have reached out to me and said, hey, I want to ask potential customers a bunch of questions about how I should, launch my diamond paintings. It'll help me decide to manufacture, whatever, figure out who to license with. Could we do a live stream where it's we're doing a spotlight on my shop? Absolutely. But to kind of just pop into what wasn't supposed to be that and kind of take over the conversation about business questions, I was like, nah, I wouldn't be too keen on that happening on my channel, but it was fine at the end of the day, and I participated, like everyone was chiming in, giving feedback, but I just thought it was an interesting way to get, I guess it's smart, it's free, to get kind of market analysis done. Now we got to figure out how we get back. Okay, Appo, we're going to want to churn here. We're going to want to churn right. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting. And so anyway, then we move on to the shop being launched, and I was lucky enough to get Fishbowl by Hava Gurvik in, and I And I got to do one of those as like a sneak peek, whatever you want to call it. It was already launched, but I got to share that canvas. So I did the unboxing and I worked that up so fast so I could have a finish done. But as I was working on it, I noticed that there was a bit of gapping, more than I would expect on a round drill canvas. And so I mentioned it to the shop owner, and they kind of came back with no, they're the right size. They had like this really fine-tuned little like measuring thing. Like, look, this drill is exactly 1 point whatever millimeters, and here's me measuring the symbol on the canvas, so there's no gapping. And I'm like, okay, but I'm looking down at my canvas right now and there's gapping. So I'm like, and I know I'm not that great of a multi-placer, but I can certainly get some rounds in a straight line if they're all touching. Like, I'm way better with that. But some of these are not touching. They're kind of doing this on the canvas because there's more room. And I sent pictures, but they were like, nope. Like, okay, well, I'm in the wrong. So I will, yeah, I guess you're right. I must not be seeing what I'm seeing. It wasn't that big of a deal, but I was just like, okay, well, I guess, yeah, I'm the problem. And then, you know, that shop really only had one release of artwork and never really did anything else with like new drops or anything. And I didn't see very many people talking about their product. I don't know what happened there. But then the shop owner just kind of disappeared. Like, the shop went dark. We didn't get any, like, this is what happened. At least I didn't. Of, you know, why we're kind of no contact and the shop's closing. And at first I think they closed out diamond paintings and we're just going to do materials for cross-stitch conversions. But that also kind of went away. So now I don't think Francesca Studio Works has anything. I think it's just closed. But I say all that because at first I was like, well, they just kind of disappeared and never said anyone to, at least even the content creators that were promoting the kits and talking about them, to get kind of ghosted. Kind of felt weird, like, what happened, you know? But I almost prefer that of just, we're done, than if they would have reached out or sent a message and been like, it's your fault because you didn't support us enough or give us enough money, or you're out here buying fancy dog food for Apollo when you could have been buying more Francesca's Studio Works canvases. So I guess I'd prefer just nothing and just a shop closing than them like pointing fingers and blaming on the way out the door. I say just find your way out the door, because at least that gives you a chance to come back if circumstances change or you're able to figure out a business model that you can actually handle. I feel like it would be easier to kind of come back around than to leave your customer base with that kind of sour note. I don't know. Just seems very reactionary and kind of immature. But again, I didn't see this. Yeah, it's none of my business, I guess. But yeah, if we're talking, you know, we talk a lot about small shops, and that's just one thing that I have seen in the past is small shop owners blaming the community for not doing enough for them. Everything seems fine and dandy when sales are up, but when sales are down, the claws come out a little bit, and it's like, oh, that's who you are. In my head, I'm like, oh, that's who I was giving money to. I don't want to do that anymore. It's like you kind of make it worse for yourself, because I think it sours people, to see that and then still be expected to go and buy. So I think I almost kind of like the quiet, works in the background business owner than one that's like all over the place, very, very makes themselves too visible, It's a little bit, I think for me, it's a little bit easier to spend money because there's not that backstory, or there's not that extra info that creates a bias when you're purchasing products. Like, if you are shopping from somewhere, a diamond painting company, been shopping with them, and the shop owner is sponsoring events and doing whatever, and so you've developed this kind of, I like them, I prefer them. But if they start going off the rails and they're like, you did this, and why aren't you doing this, and you guys are so stupid, like, I don't understand, the whole thing, at least me, I'd be like, ooh, okay, maybe it's time to search for somewhere else to get my whatevers, but that's just me. I think some people do have a lot more grace, and people, shop owners just have a bad day just like everybody else. Like, I'm sure that's something that, we get it. You're having a bad day. That's too bad. It's like, yeah, but I don't know. I think that's the difference between maybe people see a lot of shop owners as friends first and foremost. And so there's a lot more leeway, whereas I see most of my shop owners that I'm crafty pals with as someone I do business with first, and then crafty pals, I guess, second. For me, I just think that's important to be honest with your reviews and stuff. But I guess I could see why other people, if Mia started a business, I'd probably feel differently. So I guess I get it, but I don't know. For anybody that isn't friends with that shop owner, it feels very off-putting if you're not close like that. So I don't know. Anyway, that was a long rabbit hole we went down. But yeah, I find it interesting to kind of analyze the whole small shop piece of the diamond painting world, because I don't know. I think there's just like certain rules that have been kind of put in place just by the nature of wanting to support small business, that I don't know, could stifle experimentation. They could stifle where we are supposed to purchase from. So yeah, if I had a local diamond, local owned craft store that carried diamond paintings from like a bunch of different shops, and they like put a markup on them or whatever, I would probably be in there buying my diamond paintings, because I'm like, that's local, someone down the street, it's helping local economy. If there was like crafty whatever, and they had jaded gem shop kits sitting in there that were like a markup from what the site charges, you know, so they can cover their costs, yeah, done. I'd go do it and just pick some of my stuff from them. I'd probably all, you know, obviously still shop online, but I would absolutely do that unless they were really mean owners. You can walk in and they're like, it's been 2 months since you've been in here and you have a haircut and your nails are done. You didn't think to stop by on your way around spending money to spend money here? We're struggling. We're having a tough time with utilities. Why aren't you giving us more money? So like, so you see how that sounds? Like you'd walk out of there being like, ugh, I don't want to go back there again. So that's what it sounds like to me when I see online shop owners post crap like that. That's what it feels like. So I just don't know why that's okay. It's like the one that's local, you smile at me, you thank me for coming in, you take my money that I'm willing to give in that moment, and then you go in the break room or you go home and you talk to the wall about it, or whoever's willing to listen, whoever that person is. But I don't know. Okay, we are most certainly lost. Yeah. Wait. God. I really screwed up, Apollo. Okay, I'll probably have to call them and be like, hey, I'm lost in this neighborhood. I thought this connected. Oh. I thought this connected, but these little neighborhoods, maybe there's a trail? This neighborhood, they're like these little pockets of neighborhoods. So just on the other side here, there's more houses and stuff, but the streets don't intersect. So you're here, and to get out of here, you have to go all the way to the end of like the plot of land that this was all built on and walk around to get to the next entrance. But I see some gray dotted lines between this street and the one that I actually want to be on, which is just over here. So I'm hoping that means there's a dirt path or something I can walk on to get me over there. So we'll find out together. Because I just need to be up here where these houses are, but there's no way I can get there. So yeah. So yeah, that's enough about that. At the same time, small shops have some incredible licensed artwork, and who they license with can be anything that they want and that matches their style or what they want their shop to be. So that's how I got into Old Masters. That's how I got into finding some unique pieces, especially through Distracted by Diamonds and Jade and Diamond Painting Shop. So there's so much good too. Like, if we are gonna make it about the product and the kits and stuff, you're not gonna find a lot of that artwork anywhere else. And a lot of times they offer like an ultra premium product in terms of the canvas and the drills and what gets packaged with them. A lot of times you get some really fun stuff there. They're usually way more easy to like make requests from and stuff. They have some flexibility with their manufacturer on what they can do, so that's always nice too. So, you know, I love my small shops. Oh, and accessories. You can't really get in my opinion, the really nice accessories from any larger shop. I know Diamond Art Club has tried, to like step it up, but I still find their putty that they sell in the big slabs to not be that hot. And their trays have certainly improved, those larger trays, but they're still not large enough for me. And the walls are too short for me. So yeah, there's just certain things that I can't really, you know, you gotta go. You gotta support those small shops because they're out here with some product categories that just nobody else is doing, like the intergalactic putty or the sticky bits or all of that stuff. Oh, I looked up nanotape because that's what I know that intergalactic putty and stuff to be, is like a blend of regular putty and like chopped up nanotape. I was like, I don't even know what nanotape is. I pull it up. Nanotape's the stuff that I've been using to mount my canvases to my walls. So I know what it is, and I have a bunch, and I'm like, maybe I will try to chop up a bunch of nanotape and mix it with a Mary Mud and see if I like that. Yeah, so I might try that. I might try that. It seems like intergalactic putty was just finely chopped up nanotape kind of material, whereas the alien putty from Make Your Own Wall Art seemed like it was like it's ground up like in a meat grinder or something. So I'll have to play with it, and I'd be sacrificing a Mary Mud to try the experiment, but I'd be willing to give it a shot. But yeah, I was like, I own nanotape. I've just never, that's not what I've called it. Oh, I don't even know, mounting tape? I don't know what I called it. But yeah, we'll see. I'll have to see what that's like to get off the wall. It seemed fine, but I've never had to take it off the wall. So I started using it when I moved in here, and I've never moved any of my diamond paintings. So we'll see. Hopefully I might have to come in there with a hot towel to kind of soften it up to get it off the wall. When I first did it, I tried taking it off, or I think I took it off to reposition. I don't remember, and I feel like it came off, but you know, now some of that's been sitting there for 2 years. Okay, please tell me that that put us where we need to go. Yes, we're just at the end of this street right here. Oh my word. It was a whole ordeal. You guys can go ahead. Okay, thanks. Come on. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too. So yeah. I hope that helps a little bit, that rambling helps a little bit with where my mindset is at with small shops versus large shops, and are you allowed to buy where you want, even if it's direct from a manufacturer that a small shop uses, or are you beholden to only shop from the small shop? And my opinion is no. You can get, come on, that's just ice. He's like, Dad, I'm thirsty, I want to eat this ice. We'll get you some water in the car. Come on. So yeah, my opinion is there is nothing wrong with that. And you spend your money where you want to or need to, as long as you feel good about it and it works for what you support and stand for, and you know, all of that stuff, then go for it. And I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna share my experiences along the way, because that's kind of one of the major points of the channel in the first place. So I gotta stick with that. And I don't think that the guilt trip tactic or the making your customer base or your community feel bad about your situation, or made to feel like they owe you one thing or another. Yeah, I think it's just wacky. I think it's a little wacky. And I'm surprised that shops with that attitude are able to use that as part of their business model. And it's a little surprising. Okay, well, this wasn't the street either. Oh my God, Apollo, maybe we've entered some sort of liminal space and we'll just be walking around this neighborhood forever. This is it, Apollo. This is it for us. We're never gonna make it out of here. Okay, let's try one more time. There's only one more street it could be. Come on. I really goofed up. Could have been out of here like 30 minutes ago. Hi. We've got 3 blocks. Yeah, there's such a little maze in here. What else? I think that's everything. Depending on when I get home. Nope. I'd like to go live and do a little chit chat. I think Crashly is live again tonight, so maybe I'll wait until after. I was gonna do it yesterday, and then the evening got away from me. Obviously, I was out late, but and I think Crashly was live yesterday as well. So originally, it told me, I was like, if I go live on Saturday, I think I'll do an hour after Crashly starts. I was like, because ideally I'd never want to overlap somebody, but there's only so many days in the week, so many hours in the day, and I've said this a million times, I don't necessarily believe in the checking to make sure that nobody else is live when you decide to go live. It just, at this point, with how many crafters there are, diamond painters that go live, it's really hard not to overlap somebody. And we all have similar, a lot of us have similar schedules where it's like after work or after in the evening when kids are all taken care of or life's taken care of, makes the most sense to go live. So there's usually a lot more people, going live in late afternoon or evening. And like myself, so I have stuff going on during the day. So it's like, it's kind of impossible. And so I just am like, if I know somebody's live, because I don't have a TV guide to know when everybody's scheduled. But if I subscribe to a channel and I see that they're live, then my own internal policy is give them an hour after they've scheduled or after they go live, and then I think it's okay. I don't know if that's right. It's a rule I made up in my head, but it's what I do. Like 1 hour, then you're good. If you're still live, then I think that's good. But on the flip side, I would never expect people to stick around with me if I decide to go late. If there's somebody else they want to watch, everyone should be able to bounce around as they please, to watch whoever and whatever. And there's always replay too. Okay, there's my car. Oh my God. Okay, we made it back, thank goodness. I was like, if it's not here, then we have a problem. Here it is. All right, well, thanks so much for watching and coming along. This was much longer than I was anticipating, but I hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time. Bye, 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 bye.